live radio. Please be honest, every Thursday, 7 to 9. That's how we do it. We have a great time up here, man. You know what I mean? And always to my right, the lovely, the wonderful Kamika Foster.
What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday night. I hope you had a stressless work day. I just want to give a shout out to the After Party radio station. They gave me my first interview for my book, Society's Labels Unfairly Targeting Women. We had a good time. We had some good discussion. And I just want to shout out to the After Party. Always listen to them on Tuesday from 6 to 8. Yeah, 6 to 8. www.theafterparty.com side B. So check them out, y'all.
Derek Debonair one. You know, that's
The
my boy.
Debonair Show.
And we're talking about the book right here, Society's Labels Unfairly Targeting Women. We changed the word slut and gave it a meaning that's more positive. Well, it's a positive message behind it, but we understand that the acronym stands for Society's Labels Unfairly Targeting Women, something that we need to really express and address. So in saying that, my rant is based on a post that we had in our focus group, the Please Be Honest focus group. Check that out. It's on Facebook. It's a great group, a lot of great discussions, great topics. And we had a post that asked the question, and it's sad, but you know it is what it is. Asked the question if a 35-year-old woman, and it goes right back directly to what we're talking about with the book. So let me get back in there again and say, it asked if a 35-year-old woman with 3 degrees that gives to charity and volunteers. She's a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, sings in a church choir, even listed for an organ donor. But she slept with over 90 men that she routinely had sex on the first date with. Can she still have a high self-worth and high classy level or classy rating? You know, where everybody talking about I'm classy. Can she still be revered as classy and have high self-esteem by popular public opinion? So that's the question that we had. Our number is 214-556-6239 if you want to call in and give your opinions. And a lot of the answers were.
What's your answer?
My answer is yes. My answer is definite.
Why do you say that?
Because her actions do not, what she does with her body shouldn't define her. You know, we all have a past, we all have desires. That's how, from the fruitful and multiply to we all have sexual desires. How are you going to say that this particular woman isn't classy or her self-worth has been dramatically decreased based off of decisions she made with her body? So that is some of the responses and replies that we had to this particular post. She had men saying, well, you look at it, 90 men over a certain period of time. If she was 18, that means she did almost 5.5, 5 men, 5 to 6 men a year. And how you gonna put that number in the same sentence with classy as it pertains to a woman? That was his remarks and his comment. And I'm like, bruh, 5 really ain't a big number, to be honest. You know what I mean? And it was just sad. I mean, I got some other answers here. I'm just going to say we had a guy who mentioned that a hooker can consider herself classy. So he associated, even with your frame of mind, you could possibly, but he was still saying that no, just something to think. Oh, that's the one who said about the thing. He was just basically saying that it was just not. We also had a lady, Miss Harris, said, I think it's more about how you carry yourself to be worthy of wearing the title classy versus hoish. If it was a man presented, would we be entertaining the same question? Hashtag double standards suck. So we had that. One guy said she's a hypocrite. How you going to be going to church? I mean, leading the church choir, but then going out there sleeping with 90 men over a certain period of time. Again, she's a 35-year-old woman. She's degreed, gives to charity, volunteers, CEO of her own company. Uh, so how you feel about that, Miss Foster?
I think she still can be classy. I think that her sexuality and what she does with her body has nothing to do with, her being classy. It's about a way that you carry yourself. It's about a way that you exude your personality and confidence. And it has nothing to do with what she does behind closed doors. First of all, we really wouldn't know this business about a woman. I believe that there are a lot of women out there that lead this life, but they do it behind closed doors in fear of that judgment, in fear of being labeled, in fear of not being considered classy. I just think that it's bananas at this point how our society looks at a woman versus a man. A man can do these things and he's praised, he's a pimp, he's a player. And a woman does these same things. She's just as prestigious. She's in church, she has a good job, and she comes off as all these labels, all these derogatory labels, and she has no worth and she has no morals. Well, what about him? He was fine.
Right.
Why are we judging her so harshly? Why can women not be just as liberated as men to be sexually free? It's her body and her choice at the end of the day.
Absolutely. And then also we had Miss Layla. Young lady. Even with the judgment, it goes from men and women. She tells nobody. Hoes come in all classes, from hood rat to CEO. Class has nothing to do with how much
There's
money,
that label.
status, or education you have.
It wasn't even necessary to disrespect this woman and call her a hoe just because she is a promiscuous woman. I mean, she deserves just as much respect as any other woman. She's
Right.
educated, she carries herself, she dresses nice. Why does she have to be a hoe? Let's look up the definition of a hoe. This is all slang. To me, all of these terms are meaningless. They are just someone else's opinion and regard over you, considering you a low opinion of you. And I mean, it's just pointless to me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and shout out to Sensational. She so the number of men she's been with, the values her worth. Not only that, if she has those things and brings to the table, are you really going to be asking for what her cookie count is? Nah, I don't think so. Too many would be focused on that alone. So I mean, it's a situation where I think it's pretty unfair again. And a wonderful quote from the book again. Society's labels unfairly targeting women. It states, since the beginning of time, men have governed the world as kings and chiefs, emperors, presidents, generals, and as the Bible depicted, head of household. These positions of power have allowed men to determine what are proper or improper behaviors for both genders within certain cultures and societies. For the most part, men are responsible for society's double standards and also for its standards of acceptance. So, how can one gender, again, as you mentioned, be praised and the other is condemned for committing the exact same act? So that was my rant today, man. I really just think that it's a bunch of BS that women have to be judged in a certain way. But the more sad part of it is that women have bought into this mind control and have created certain acts and actions as their moral standards, and they're all to appease the opinion of men. And it's almost to the point where men said, hey, look, these are the rules. If you don't follow them, we're not going to judge you. I mean, we're not going to want to be with you. We can't handle your free sexuality. We can't handle your opinion. Because if you're rich and independent, if you're well off, educated, and independent, and you speak of in such a manner, now you're a bitch. Because you got an opinion and you ain't bowing down. So she a bitch. I ain't got time for that. She too much work. She too high maintenance. You got all these labels that men will put on you and put a derogatory light on it, and you feel intimidated and you bow down to these pressures. Who are these guys? Who are them to control you in such a way? And now
I don't understand.
and now you adopt it as my moral standard. I have a 90-day rule.
Everybody adopts it, from men to women.
Yeah.
We adopt it and we keep it going in our culture. I just, at this point, I'm like, if a gay couple can get married and they can walk around free in a restaurant, why can I not be free as a woman to express myself however I want to? Whether I want to be celibate, whether I want to be promiscuous, whether I'm married and trying to figure out my sex life with my husband. It is my life. It's my choice to live it how I want to. And I just don't understand how a woman can be so disrespected just because of what she's doing with her own body and her own life. It doesn't make sense to me, especially for a man that can do the same thing
And get praised.
Get praised for it. It's just like, at what point, we're in 2016, at what point are we gonna wake up and realize that we should be just as free by now to do whatever we choose without being judged?
Right. Right. And I completely concur. Completely concur. So that was the rant. Again, 214-556-6239. Give us a call. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. Also, just kind of figuring it out, we had another topic in our focus group, and it was kind of funny a little bit. It was a little bit funny, but men were off base with the information that was being shared. Women, it was a question posed: when a woman tells you what she's been through with her ex, she's not giving you her baggage. She's trusting you to learn from his mistakes and not put her through the same shit again. We asked it in a true or false question. Again, I'll read it. When a woman tells you what she's been through with her ex or any of her exes, she's not giving you her baggage. She's trusting you to learn from his mistakes and not put her through it again or the same shit again. Men consistently answered, no, that's not what it is. And women were like, pretty much that's what it is. So, do men know what women really feel and women don't know what they really feel, or are men just off base? Should we heed what women are saying? Because to me, it's a post about women and her motives and intentions, and women are answering one way, but men are like, no, that ain't what it is. She's just talking to me because she's got some healing to do, or she's just making conversation. She may not be over him yet, or and women are like, no, pretty much we're telling you it's not what we want.
Right.
So what do you think on that? Pretty much same?
Pretty much the same. I'm agreeing with my sisters. Whatever they said.
But I mean, I can believe that. I believe that she could easily be trying to give you some warning, give you some heed, partner.
Yeah, she is trying to give you a warning. She's telling you what he did wrong, so that you don't make the same mistakes. So listen to what she's saying and take notes, fellas.
Pretty much, guys. You need to take notes. You need to listen.
To where he went wrong, so that you don't make the same mistake.
And that's pretty good. That's pretty good advice. It's pretty good advice, but it's tough. It's pretty tough for guys to hear that, because we got such a singular focus. Our mind is so set on, getting with you. So we try our best to kind of be like, all right, well, I don't know about all that, but I'm gonna give you some of the words. We have not really. Shout out to Derek Davis. He said not really. That's the debonair one. Ladies, shout out to D. Seal, about right, but all men don't need to know that. They'll think they can do it too. And that was backed up by Miss McAfee. True, be selective. So you got to be careful. Sometimes guys take it and use it for ammunition. Another guy mentioned, not really. You don't have to bring that up unless he is doing things similar. Not really by another man. We had a lady that said, no, the past is just that. He gets a clean slate. But if I see he's going down the road of the same that my ex did, then we need to talk. So women are more or less saying, again, like I said, yes, it is about right. Men are in denial. So guys, listen. My focus group, our books, Slut Why must we play these dating games? We give you knowledge that you can really apply. That BS think like a one, act like a man, think like whatever that whole Steve Harvey book. He gave you false information that you know you really can't apply, or he gave you a bunch of rhetoric that you've already heard. We don't give you that. We don't repeat those mistakes because you're continuously picking up books. This is a one-stop shop book. This gives you everything you need and the instructions on how to apply it. So how many times, when are you going to get enough of hearing the same brother get up on there, same type of brother get up there and say the same type of stuff about you need to do this and the man really ain't, and it never works. It keeps you just as lost and confused. You know what I'm saying? So, Kamika,
Yes.
you have anything going on? Anything?
I have my celebrity news as usual.
What you got?
Chris Brown is who I want to talk about this week, and his young daughter, Royalty. We want to talk about a judge that denied his baby mama, Nia Guzman, the request to reduce the singer's contact with his daughter. And once again, we have another baby mama who's trying to keep a baby's father out of contact with his child. But the judge rules that the couple's custody agreement will continue to be unchanged. Currently, Brown and Guzman share joint legal and physical custody of the 2-year-old. The Forever singer sees his daughter 12 days a month unsupervised. Chris and Nia, of course, we know hooked up in 2013 while he was still with Karrueche. And Nia gave birth around June of 2014, but it wasn't discovered that Chris was the father until 2015. And I promise you, this girl, whoever she was, has tried to make this man's life a living hell. She wants to say that he does drugs and he does this and that and he shouldn't see his child. And once again, we're in the conversation that we had last week. Why would you want to try to keep a child away from their father? Like, I can understand if he was putting her in harm's way, and yes, if he is doing drugs with the baby, we don't want the baby around any of that. But it's like it's her mission to try to keep this child away from Chris. And ladies, wherever you are, we gotta wake up and realize kids need their fathers. If the father is harming the child, then of course we don't want them in that situation. But if you genuinely have a father who loves their child and wants to be with their child and see their child, fathers have rights too. They shouldn't just have to pay child support and that's it. And they never get a say so. They never get to be a part of the child's life. And I'm shouting out to all of my sisters. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop doing this to these kids. Let them develop their own opinions about their fathers. Let them see for themselves if he's not gonna be there in their life. You shouldn't be talking bad about the man in front of them. You know, you should be allowing every opportunity for him to see them to happen. And I'm just simply saying, ladies, y'all gotta stop.
Preach, Pastor.
Just expecting money and he's supposed to just leave y'all alone. Those kids need their father. It doesn't matter how you feel about it.
No doubt. No matter if you hate him, he broke your heart, whatever it is, that has absolutely nothing to do with the relationship that the child wants naturally. Blood of my blood that he wants with his father. He or she's the father of the daughter or son. They want that relationship with their mother, I guarantee. I mean, with their father, I guarantee it. So I mean, yeah, you have to really keep a lot of things in perspective and understand that, because there's going to be a lot of resentment later on when he gets older, he or she gets older, if he realizes that it was all on you, as the reason why he has a void in his life, he or she has a void in their life.
Their father wasn't there because you kept him away.
Yeah.
You don't ever want your kids to be, to realize that you are the reason why their father was not in their life and not at their basketball game or their ballet dance. Don't be that mom.
Right.
Be the bigger person. I know most of y'all single mamas go to church. I see single mothers in church all the time. That's how we hold it together. Do right. Do right. Even if he doing wrong, you try to do right and you don't say nothing bad about that man. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But all right, Chris Brown, you keep your joint custody. You see your daughter and, get your life together because, your attitude is trash sometimes when I see you. I don't know you, but I can tell. So we're going to move on. We have another situation that's like the one I mentioned last week with Master P and his wife splitting up. We have former NBA star, what's his name? Derek Fisher. You remember him?
Yep.
NBA player.
He's a Laker.
His ex-wife is Kansas. Nobody cares he's a Laker fan. He has agreed to destroy their frozen embryos in their nasty divorce. The former Los Angeles Laker will also shell out $1.3 million in spousal support plus $15,000 a month in child support for their 4 children. The couple filed for divorce in March 2015, at which point Candace revealed she'd been blindsided by the split. See, she never knew Derek secretly moved out of their New York home overnight while she was away. So he's actually dating the girl from the Basketball Wives show, Gloria Govan. And so they're in a new relationship now. He kind of snuck out and moved out on her. But man, just like Master P, these dudes are getting, ooh, you go ahead, girl, getting $1.3 million spousal support plus $15,000 a month for the kids. I'm going to have to say she did that.
I'm gonna have to say she cracked.
She did that.
That's crack.
I mean,
214-556-6239 if you have any insight on that. What's your opinion? Spousal support is some crazy something to me right there, dude. That just doesn't make any damn sense to me. But, you know, if they say men rule the world, what God decided to cut his own ding off to spite his hips? I mean, because that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But some fool approved it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, so, and then also if you get with a woman and she has a child and you are the stepfather, she puts you on child support for it. That's kind of crazy with me too. But anyway, hey. But yeah, Derek Fisher, man, that's a hard lesson to learn, partner.
It's a hard lesson to learn. You know, it's cheaper to keep a fellas. And that's all I'm gonna say to that. Because $1.3 million, she's good.
For a while.
Plus $15,000 a month. She ain't got to worry about nothing. She can be a single mom.
Really? That's a lot. You got something else on that?
No. That's good. That's all I had.
Okay, that's all good. It's all good. I mean, hey man, these celebrities, man, it's tough enough to be famous, and then you got to be leery of the gold diggers. Oh, that's a label. My bad.
It is a label.
My bad. Hey man, what she found gold?
And he was throwing his money out there and made sure she saw it. So really, who's taking advantage of who? See, I done been in Buttons, ladies, in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, ladies, and I have seen a man put his money fold and spread it out on the bar for every woman to see. But the women are gold diggers. Who is the thirsty one in that situation? Let's really talk about that. Because he pulled all of his money out and spread it out and started ordering drinks. So you're putting it out on display because you want the ladies to see it. So really, it's him that's thirsty.
So might as well take a fool and his money will soon part.
That's what I'm saying. He puts it out there because he wants to spend it. But we get the label of gold digger, but he wants to spend this money.
Well,
y'all make songs about spending it, my girl. I'm gonna buy you red bottoms.
It ain't tricking if
take
you got
shopping. Yeah.
It is tricking,
but then
guys.
Y'all want to call them gold diggers. Make your mind up.
You got a great point, because again, in the book, while most we play these dating games, we talk about the hunters and the hunting strategies. And we know that there's a certain guy whose strategy is to do for her. He leads with his wallet, he leads with his money. He knows he's not the most physically attractive guy, so he just can't get vagina just because of who he is and what he looks like.
Yes.
So therefore, he acquires certain things, certain bait to lure the women to him. And it will be money for the most part. And so we understand that. I mean, that guy it wants to be used. He's acquired the things to be used. So use his dumb ass. But again, hey, he has to even the playing field. If he didn't acquire it, how you gonna be an ugly broke guy? That means that you'll get nothing. You know what I mean?
So you gotta have some money or something if you're not attractive.
If you're not attractive, you're gonna have to have something that's gonna make a woman want to urinate on you if you're on fire. If not, you won't be urinated on if you're on fire. But what I'm just saying is this, because it is a situation where attraction rules and then financial, but power dominates a lot of everything. Because you can have a guy that's very attractive and with no fame, and you can have just a regular celebrity type of guy with money and fame and popularity and all of that type of stuff. And guess who they're going to go run and see if you announce both names in the mall?
I know who I'm going to see. I'm going to see
Right.
the celebrity.
You're going to go see the celebrity. So fame and power dominates money and trumps it all the time.
Women are drawn to power, so I can definitely understand that.
And I get that. And so again, you got to understand again, like I covered in my book again, shameless plug, Why Must We Play These Dating Games? We talk about the moguls. There's a reason why the do for hers are usually, or the moguls are usually guys that are not that physically attractive. They had to even the playing field.
So you saying the ugly guys have money? Do y'all hear this? He basically saying all ugly dudes have money.
I didn't say that.
That's what he said.
You just said that.
That was
I just said that for the most part, if you're going to be a mogul, Russell Simmons, he's a mogul. What is he? Where's his attraction level between 1 and 10, Kamika?
I'm going to give him a -1.
Jay-Z, he's a mogul. Where's his attraction level between 1 and 10?
I'm going to give him a -1.
Jermaine Dupri, So Def, he's a mogul of Atlanta.
-5.
Who else do we have? Puff Daddy. What is his attraction between 1 and 10?
-3.
Okay. Bill Gates. Where's his attraction?
-10.
Zuckerberg, whatever his damn name is from Facebook. What's his name?
-10.
Okay, so again, there's a reason why if you want to go white boy, Brad Pitt is not a mogul, but Zuckerberg is.
Brad Pitt got money.
He's got money, but also Boris Cujo does, who was considered a heartthrob by black women, but he's not a mogul. He just get big checks for being cute. That's all he does. But he hasn't monopolized anything. He hasn't put a whole bunch of stuff.
All moguls are ugly. Wow.
Give me one that isn't. So again, my whole point of it is my point of it is, ladies and gentlemen, that the chosen man that I put in the book, again, that's a hunting strategy. There's a hunter in his strategy. The chosen guy or the chosen man is the guy who's just been a pretty ass nigga all his life, and women have dropped out just because of the way he looks. He usually is financially struggling because everything came easy. He's been a cute kid. The cute kid gets favor. I don't care what you say. And from that, he goes all the way through life. Women cater. He doesn't work hard. And if he happens to get paid for being handsome, he'll just do that job and bang more women. Jermaine Dupri, your Russell Simmonses and those type of guys, they develop a serious work ethic as a kid because nobody was calling their phone. While vagina didn't disrupt them, shit. So again,
Well,
what?
I can't argue with that because the guys that you named, I have absolutely no attraction to.
No, but there's a reason. People just think about it. I'm not saying that there's a guy all of a sudden got cleaned up as he got money and now he's attractive.
Jay-Z is so ugly that his money makes him cute.
His money makes him cute?
Yeah.
Cute.
His money makes him cute. Like for Beyonce, I'm like, ooh, girl, he's not attractive, but he is rich. And I do know that money and that power is attractive.
Oh, yeah.
It's attractive.
The power. I mean, he is the Jigga man. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
the money and the power that makes him, you got enough money that you're cute enough.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
if you was broke and you didn't have nothing, I wouldn't have nothing for you.
There you go. Do we call her a gold digger or not? Or is that the society's labels unfairly?
That's the society's
Oh,
labels
boy,
unfairly targeting
Oh,
women.
man, we can't.
I'm just saying.
We can't
I'm just being honest.
I'll be honest then. It's the name of the show.
Money and power is attractive.
Hey, I totally agree. And men, ass and tits are attractive.
And there's nothing that, says I'm wrong for wanting somebody that has it going on financially, and I'm not all concerned about looks. You hear women say that all the time. It's really not about looks with me. Then he gonna have to have some money and some education. So let's go and put that on there.
Yeah.
Can't be ugly and broke. You gotta pick a struggle.
Pick a struggle, partner. Pick a struggle. All right, so we got another topic that we had. This one kind of got some pretty good information too. The grass may be greener on the other side, but the fact that you are looking is what's been killing your grass this whole time.
Oh, that's deep.
Let's say it one more time, guys. The grass may be greener on the other side, but the fact that you are looking is what's been killing your grass the whole
The
damn
entire time.
time.
That's deep.
Deep words right there, guys. So
I
tell
gotta
me,
snap for that.
snap on that right there. Snap on it. So my point again, 214-556-6239. If you have something to say about that, because again, I believe sometimes the reason why he's looking could be what you're not doing inside the household any longer. So it's forced him to look over, he or she. Let's not just make it him. Forced him or her to look over to the fence for greener pastures.
I'm just saying, at least be reasonable, even when you saying that. At least be reasonable and address these things with your partner and give them the opportunity to try to fix them.
Correct. Yes, correct.
Some people will not even address the issues with their partner. They will automatically look over the fence at the greenery on the other side, the other lawn. You know, give your partner enough respect to at least let them know where they're lacking and give them the opportunity to fix it before you jump over the fence to the other grass and start looking at it. Before you even start looking at it.
You're right. I mean, you know, it's the hardest part to maintain. The hardest part in maintaining a relationship is post honeymoon. Post honeymoon, we all become complacent. We all become a little bit absorbed in the monotony of the day-to-day with the same individual. How do you keep that up is how the rest of the relationship is going to be. And if you have those lulls that are lingering and continuing and persistent, it's going to be a situation where somebody's going to start looking at other grass. I believe that, you know, you can still have a well-kept lawn and still look at your neighbors as far as competition to get motivated to make sure your lawn is even greener.
That's what I'm saying. Ladies, y'all got to look at the other grass that's cut and manicured and treated. And you got to look at yourself and make sure you cut and manicured and treated as well. Because I see a lot of y'all let yourselves go and you're full-time mom and you're just worried about the kids. Make sure you take care of yourself. Make sure you get your manicure and your pedicure and your hair done and you're going to the gym and you're eating right. Keep yourself in line and make sure that your grass is green and clean and nice looking as well. Okay?
No doubt.
Be sexy for your man. Be attractive for your man.
You
Fellas too.
Yeah.
Fellas too.
Don't get sloppy, brothers.
Because I be seeing a lot of y'all walking around with them guts from drinking beer. And y'all don't go to the gym and y'all don't work out and y'all think eating hamburgers and hot dogs is all good. We want a six-pack and we want attractiveness too, okay? Men, it's other men out there that are nice looking too. Put on you some nice clothes. I know most of y'all can't dress out here. But y'all need to try to make some type of effort as far as the Dickies and house shoes and big tall tees and the sagging
They don't wear
pants.
tall tees no more.
I'm just saying, get it together, fellas.
True or false? Call in 214-556-6239. Men have much more respect for a woman that can apologize and actually admit she's wrong. 214-556-6239. Men have much more respect for a woman
Child.
that can apologize and actually admit she was wrong.
He got the same respect he gonna have for you regardless. Ain't got nothing to do with you can apologize or not. Men like you to take the blame for everything. Let me go and tell you that, ladies.
Stop that.
Take the blame for everything and he's gonna love you.
Ken Fisher, shout out to Ken Fisher. Truth separates the queens from non-queens. Any standard female can be rude. Hell, females don't even get along with each other as a standard. Shout out to Ken Fisher. Shout out to my boy Dorsey Cairo. Where did they do that at? You don't know a woman on earth that is willing to admit that she's wrong and apologize. That's why he made this stuff. Okay, so also Michelle Hardwick, we say true. As long as they don't try and use it against you or mistake it for weakness.
That's where you said that, Michelle, because a lot of men will mistake it for weakness and expect you to do this every time. They will not look at themselves in the mirror and see their flaws. You will be the one that will take the brunt of the blame and presumed as the weaker one is always wrong. I'm just telling y'all. Y'all ladies know how it go.
And we ain't that shallow, Kamika. I don't like that.
Y'all are.
I don't like how you keep saying
Been
that.
in several relationships and it's the same thing.
Oh boy, I swear. I
He ain't never wrong, but I always gotta apologize like I'm wrong when I know I'm right.
Yeah, that ain't that. The people in Flint think they was right with the water that way. So I'm just saying, you ain't always right.
Don't be comparing my stuff to poison water.
So we had one last one before we go to commercial break. Well, we got a couple more maybe can fit in. It's 7:45. We asked this kind of funny question. We asked men, why are you thankful you are not a woman? And we asked ladies, why are you thankful you are not a man? Wow, we had a bunch of responses on this one, man. So let me just kind of go down a little bit and give you said, well, I gotta give a little bit. Most men, sex from a woman's perspective is extremely gross. We had it to where women
Make
said,
sure you're not doing one sided. Do both sides.
I am. But one guy, he doesn't want a cycle. He doesn't want to deal with childbirth. He doesn't want to have to walk around in 3-inch heels. Sex, again, from a woman's perspective, is gross. Um, one guy said, I'm thankful I'm not because that would mean my favorite channel list would change from ESPN, Fox Sports, NBC Sports, Nat Geo, Animal Planet, and Discovery into Lifetime, A&E, OWN, ID, Bravo. To hell with that. Also, shout out to my homie, my dog, Lenny Fitzpatrick, L Dog. He said, I wouldn't want to be a woman because I couldn't fall in line with the double standards placed on women regarding sexuality and constantly protecting that so-called good girl image. That's a struggle, man. You get so many women that have to try to play that role, man. It gets sickening. And then one guy, and Antonius, men age like fine wine, women age like milk. And I'm just reading it. It's not my words. That's reading it. Antonius said that. Don't have to go through pregnancy, menopause, no good as men, periods needed. I can go on and on and on. All right, so let's go on the other side. Women were saying, I don't want a penis or do heavy lifting, plus the fact I love being a woman. Let me see. We had, I wouldn't call her Renee, I wouldn't want to be a man because there's so much pressure to provide, perform. Have fancy car, house, clothes, have money to blow, blah, blah, blah. Then we also had a wonderful quote from our very own Miss Kamika Foster. I'll go ahead and read that. I'm thankful I'm not a man. They have so much pressure on them when it comes to sex. Child support is a beast on men. They go to jail for hitting women back. Not hitting first, but hitting women back. Most men are perverted. I don't know where she got that from. Women can't accuse me of rape. Having to be the breadwinner in the household to earn respect. Simple-minded and attractive women can easily seduce and take advantage of you if she was a man. So that's what she wanted no parts of. You made some clear points there, Kamika. It is a beast on that child support. Demetrius, bro, if I was a man, I'd be okay. Well, she said she'd be smart and wrap my thing up. Not every woman would carry my seed. And let me see, carry no child support, no size of your private envy. Everything else, men have it good. So, what do you got? I just think that.
Take a music break.
Well, I just think that it's just so much out there, man. It's so much pressure out there for being a man. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, sex alone, man. We gotta perform. We gotta go to work. We gotta do this. If a sexual session is bad, it's primarily the man's fault. You know what I'm saying? it's nowhere near her fault if the sex was bad. So again, please be honest radio every Thursday, 7 to 9. We're about to hit you up with some nice music. We got Sean Boog in the building with some nice hip hop. And Love Never Dies is featuring Rhapsody in Crisis. So we're about to bring it in for you, and then we'll be back.
Papa reading was killing me.
Hmm?
Papa reading was killing me. I gotta get you to the point where before a show,
Mm-hmm.
whatever questions out of the group, you need to pull them and already know what you're gonna say because you tend to and you're not talking. You're focused on looking.
Okay, I got you.
So you're like, your words are dragged out. It's like you can tell he's
I'm prepared.
trying to read something or he's
I got you. Thank you.
it's not natural. Hey, look, you don't have no guest over there.
Who,
I thought somebody was coming.
yeah, we're gonna go after commercial break. He's gonna do this. We go over to Marvin's. He's gonna do replay now.
I thought you was gonna have music.
I don't know how he wants to do it. Because we still have to do the advertising.
Oh,
You know.